butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverly, this is Gizmo, and it's lovely to see you today. Today we're talking about one of my favourite characters and spiritual awakening. It might seem like it's not going to match, but it will. So the other day they released the new trailer for the last season of Shadowhunters, and this is a TV show that's based on a book series by Cassandra Clare called The Mortal Instruments. And the books are some of my favourite books. I'm actually rereading them for about the 4th time at the moment, and I absolutely love them. And Clary Fray is one of my favourite characters. She's the main character. When we meet her, she's a very ordinary girl. She lives in New York. She's a geek. She's a complete nerd. And she hangs out with her best friend. She's just got her mum. Her dad passed away. And her mum's best friend, Luke. And she's quite happy. You know, she's a normal teenage girl. And then for her birthday, she goes to a club with her best friend, Simon. And that's when things start to change. She actually sees 3 people kill someone. That's what she thinks she sees, but what she's actually seen is 3 shadow hunters who have got runes on them that make them invisible. So they're glamoured, so she can't see, like nobody can see them. And they're killing a vampire. I think, is it a vampire or a demon? No, they're killing a demon. So this opens her whole world up. She finds out that her mom was actually a shadow hunter. They're part angel, which is incredible. So they're Nephilim, and they're the ones that keep us safe from demons and vampires and all that sort of thing. They're the badass warriors that keep us safe from all these fairies, and they just keep the world at peace. And that's when I was like watching the trailer, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly like when you're going through the spiritual awakening, because it's like you see the world the way society tells you it is. You see the world in a very like 2-dimensional way. You don't have a lot of choices in life. You just kind of fall into usually an office job. It doesn't matter what degree you've got, what you enjoy, what your interests are. You just end up in an office somewhere. You come home. You don't have a lot of choices in life. You watch TV, eat junk food, drink some wine, go to bed, and then start again the next day. That's the way we're kind of programmed to live. And that's a bit like Clary. She's been living like a normal, everyday person, and what she doesn't know is that all her skills and all the things that she has, all her gifts inside her, have been blocked by her mother going to Magnus Bane. And that kind of is how society is. It kind of programs you through school or whatever to shut down that imagination, the love of arts, the love and joy of dancing for no reason. All the things that we as, you know, as children we love doing, and all the things that as children we just naturally gravitate towards. We're kind of, it gets beaten out of us over time. And I think, especially I found when I spiritually awoke, which is a bit like when Clary starts to see through the glamours, and she can see people, and she can see fairies, and she can see things. You start to realise there's so much more to this world. We're not actually living in just this. This isn't it. We're eternal beings, and there are other dimensions, and that's been proved by mathematics and physics. You know, he's purring here. And we have proof of many people from different cultures having past life experiences or near-death experiences, and they all come back with the same experiences. Doesn't matter the culture or the religion. The more you start to deep dive into these things, the more you start to learn about different cultures and different religions, and you start to see they're all pretty similar actually. Like the core beliefs in most religions are pretty much the same. A lot of them start out very similarly, and you start to realise, wow, there's a lot more to this world than I thought. And it's like you are seeing through the glamours, just like Clary and Simon eventually starts to see, instead of seeing like an old tumbled down building, they start to see this massive institute that's got every kind of weapon that they need to fight. And it's really strange, because the minute you start to learn, the minute you start to open yourself up to spiritual teachers, bloggers, there's Instagrammers, there's all sorts of people out there who are making a living doing the things they love. People who sell crystals, people who make jewellery, people who are bloggers and Instagrammers that are helping raise the vibration of this world, religious leaders and people who are just taking that love, that gift that they have, and using it for good. Just like when we see Clary she goes up against her father in one of the books, and she realises that she can make up runes. She can paint any rune, and runes are the things that the shadow hunters paint on themselves. Like there's runes to make them invisible, runes to make them so they can balance really well and they're quiet, or they can, you know, there's hundreds of runes. But she can create totally new runes, and this is something that nobody else has ever been able to do. And it's what they need in order to progress forwards. They need more runes, they need more information, more shadow hunters. And I started to think about it, and I was like, I have gifts in me that I haven't been using, because society has told me, well, it's just stupid being soft-hearted. What do you mean you feel people's feelings? That's just ridiculous. No, you don't. It's your imagination. You don't see spirit. You've never seen a ghost. That doesn't exist. Like, you can't tell the future by a card. And people start to question you and you start to shut it down. But when you start to open your eyes again, you realise that you have gifts that can help people. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I've really enjoyed bringing more of my spirituality and more talks like this onto the channel, because as I am growing, I really want to try and help you to see that it's nothing to be scared of. And although society can say, try and shut you down and try and keep you doing that 9-to-5 job that you hate, or, you know, just looking forward to a glass of wine at the end of the night, there's more to life. And I want to help and inspire people to do the same as I've done, and just go with it and celebrate who you are, find out who you really are without all those society labels all over you and all that rubbish that they try and tell you that you have to be or you can't be or whatever. I don't know, I just want to try and help you, and I hope that I am doing that. And I have to say that this little tribe that I have on here, my butterflies, you help me. The people that I follow on Instagram help me. The people who I talk to, my friends and family, help me through this whole process. I've actually gained subscribers on here, which I'm so thankful for, because I'm being more my authentic self. And I think if we all find a way to get back to our authentic selves, we're going to be happier. We're going to be happier people, and we're going to be a more peaceful race. Because right now I mean, I believe in aliens, okay? I'm going to make myself sound like a crazy person if you're completely shut down to aliens. Do some research. But I believe in aliens, but I'm terrified that aliens will come here looking to discover our race, to find out more about Earth, to do research, maybe bring some amazing skills that we need to heal the planet. And instead we'll throw nuclear bombs at them and shoot them and try and capture them to do experiments on them. I think if we just try and be a bit more kind and compassionate, be more like little children. Think of how you were when you were like 5 or 6. You didn't care what colour somebody was or where they came from or what country somebody was from or how much money they had. All you cared about was if you could play a game with that person. And like literally when you're about 5 or 6, you make best friends with anybody and everybody. Imagine if that was the world with adults. Imagine if everyone was your best friend. Imagine that. So we can make this world amazing, and it's by making connections and networks and reaching out that you start to realise that there's more out there. Clary, when we first meet her, has like 4 people in her life, and by the end of it she is the head of the, spoilers, she's the head of the institute for I think it's New York. She has a long-term boyfriend in Jace. Her mother marries Luke, and she has best friends. She knows people of different races, different species. Her world just kind of opens up, and you find when you open your eyes spiritually and listen more to your soul, listen more to that inner voice, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, you'll find your world opens up and it becomes so amazing. Like every day I read something or I see something that blows my mind and makes me go, what? Like every single day. And I share a lot of these things on my Twitter and on my Instagram, so if you're interested in more of that, definitely give me a follow. All the links are down below. But yeah, I really hope that to those of you who are kind of like, what is she talking about? She used to do geeky content and now she's talking about crystals and stuff, and I don't really understand. Hopefully you will be able to understand where I'm coming from a little bit better by having it told from the point of view of Clary Fray. I hope so. I really want to make content that people really like and is easy to understand. I don't want to start using language that people can't follow. I want to really make it easy for you to follow along as I go through my journey, my path, as I discover what I'm supposed to be doing in this world and my soul's purpose and all that amazing stuff. I've got a long way to go, so I hope you'll come along with me. If you enjoyed this content, I hope that you will click that little subscribe button, ring that little bell. You always know when I upload. I upload Mondays and Fridays, so I hope you will join me. I really, really wish you all just an amazing week ahead. Make it brilliant. Start opening your eyes. And start just seeing that there's more out there, there's more potential. Just imagine what it could be like if everybody was open and friendly and kind. Just imagine, it would be amazing. So yeah, let's keep this going. If you would like to know more about this, if you have any questions, definitely let me know down below. I'm still learning, but very soon I'm going to actually be interviewing my spiritual teacher Linda. I quite often will mention her and will link to her. She's amazing. She's taught me so much, and she's one of the kindest, most amazing women ever, and she's letting me interview her soon, and I'm so excited. So if you've got any questions for me that I might not know, I can always ask her, or if you have questions for her, definitely let me know. Just put question for Linda and I will save it up for when I interview her in a few weeks. I really enjoyed talking about this. The realisation that it's so similar to Clary Fray just blew my mind. I wonder if that's what Cassandra Clare was getting at. I wonder. Have a fabulous week. Make someone smile every single day, and I'll see you here on Friday. Bye.